Good afternoon. I'm Josh Klein, president of the University of Toledo Engineering Council. I'm a sophomore majoring in mechanical engineering. Welcome to the College of Engineering Spring 2014 Undergraduate Commencement. Please stand and join me in the opening singing of the national anthem, which will be led by Mrs. Nuna Ada. Nuna is a junior from Cleveland, Ohio, majoring in music education. Members of the ROTC Air Force Color Guard will present the colors. I respectfully request that the degree candidates and others wearing caps remove them during the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. It is my great privilege to be standing here today. First of all, I would like to welcome all of the graduates, friends, and family who have come to celebrate this exciting day. I believe that I can vouch for everybody in this auditorium that we couldn't be prouder of these soon-to-be alumni. Whether it's all the nights of little to no sleep or countless hours spent working on assignments, you've finally made it. Today is the day you've been waiting for. Today is the day that one chapter of your life comes to a close while another opens. I can't wait to see what this graduating class is going to do with the future. UT's College of Engineering presents a great opportunity to its students. We are given the chance to grow as engineers through co-ops, senior design projects, and even in the classroom. As a sophomore engineer, I've just scratched the surface. I look forward to my years to come. Early on in the program, I had asked myself, how am I going to make it through? How am I going to get to where these graduates are today? I think I have that answer now. The answer is all of the engineers sitting here today. Not because I'm hoping they'll pass down their old exams, but because they've helped mold me into the person I am today. I have found guidance in this senior class. As experts on how to succeed in college, this graduating class has offered me so much advice, and I hope they all know how grateful I am for that. I've had so many great times with the seniors before me, and I will never forget them. One of them, a fellow member of UT's Engineering Council, pushed me to join the council. If it were not for him, I would not be standing here today addressing all of you. I've gotten to know many of the other seniors sitting here today through UT's Engineering Council and through the multiple other student organizations. Together, we bonded, working hard to create unity in the College of Engineering. Finally, to all the graduates, remember that no matter what you go on to do, you will always be a rocket engineer. It seems to me that we at the College of Engineering have a stronger bond than other colleges at the university. Everyone here is so proud of you and what you have gone to accomplish. You now have what it takes to go on into the world. So remember, take this with you. Today is a huge moment for all of you, and just remember, your greatest accomplishments are still to come. On behalf of all the current students in the College of Engineering, I convey my congratulations to all of you and wish you the very best. Thank you for your time. Now I'd like to introduce Dean Naganathan. Dean Nagi Naganathan was appointed Dean of Engineering at the University of Toledo in May 2003. Since his appointment, Dean Nagi has worked closely with the College of Engineering students. He has made himself approachable and continually seeks student input. He is helping make the college undergrad experience at the University of Toledo the best it can possibly be. Please join me in welcoming Dean Naganathan to the stage.
Thank you, Josh. Good afternoon. Come on now, with 1,200 people in this auditorium, we have to do better than this. Good afternoon. So much better. Dear graduates, parents, grandparents, spouses, significant others, faculty, staff, alumni, and other special guests. Welcome to our College of Engineering Spring 2014 Undergraduate Commencement and Award Ceremony. It gives all of us great pleasure to share this day with so many young men and women who have worked so diligently towards earning their undergraduate degrees. Graduates, 4 years ago, you set a goal to be seated where you are this day. If you are rejoicing to have finally survived all those last-minute papers, all the classes on topics that seem to be so far away from your interests, all the lines at the bookstore, all those computers that just crashed before you were going to back up your stuff, and all the 8 a.m. classes after being out at a coffee house all night. You do know I'm being polite here. You have good reason to be rejoicing, and you should enjoy every moment of it. We too, as a college, look forward to this day each fall and spring semester. The college is continuing to raise the bar, and we have set some real stretch goals for ourselves during the next 5 years. This graduating class has once again helped to lay the foundation, enabling us to set such goals. How can we not seek and achieve those aspirational goals with a student body like the one we are honoring this week, which has so many great attributes? Just to state a few of these this semester, more than 30% of all valedictorians attending the University of Toledo are enrolled in the College of Engineering. More than 40% of all UT's honor students are from our college. The average ACT scores of entering freshmen this fall was in the 85th to 98th percentile in the nation. And their average high school GPA was about 3.7. More than 85% of all the engineering students that started last fall stayed as a sophomore the next fall, a great achievement in an open access public university. And this is a big leap from less than 50% in early 90s. We are proud of the fact that we are among a select group of schools recognized as best of co-op for our mandatory co-op program. This year we celebrated the 15th anniversary of the implementation of the distinctive mandatory cooperative experience program in our college, one of only 8 such programs in the nation. Within the last 15 years, we have placed students in nearly 15,000 cooperative experience opportunities in 42 states and in 38 countries in partnership with more than 1,500 employers. Over the last 4 years, we have placed more of them despite the challenges of the economy. Just in the last calendar year, our college achieved one of the highest placements ever, nearly 1,350 paid work placements in 26 states with almost 400 employers. The graduates just on this stage today have worked for more than 100 employers. This is a credit to our engineering career development staff, our caring industry and business partners, and most importantly, our students, your daughters and sons, who continue to impress the employers with their abilities and intellect and how they are always willing to step up to the challenges of the professional world. Couple the outstanding qualities of the student body with our faculty, who are committed to quality instruction and research, we have one great product. Talking about industry partners, we have with us the Chief Executive Officer of one of our engaged industry partners, the Dana Holding Corporation, a Fortune 500 Tier 1 supplier in the automotive field. And the automotive industry is ever evolving to meet the changing needs of society and customers. So also this College of Engineering, as we adapt to the changing needs of our students, preparing them to enter the workforce not only as excellent engineering graduates, but also prepared to be future leaders in their fields, in industry, and in entrepreneurship. All parts of this college, just like a car, are designed and assembled with our students as the focus, and we empower our students to take ownership of their educational experiences. We work hard to put the students in their driver's seats, if you will allow me to continue the analogy here. They took their test drives as co-op students in the proving grounds of their employers, and I can say with confidence that these drives have truly prepared them for the roads ahead. Graduates, think back to your first days on this campus when you were first given the keys to your education. It has been your self-motivation, your dedication, and your hard work that got your engine started. You have had great friends and instructors in your passenger seats to help you along. I bet sometimes you felt as though you were running out on your gas. I bet some of those exams and late nights didn't help either. But remember all of those who filled your tank and gave you the encouragement you needed to fuel your academic journey. I would now like to recognize some of those special people. I start by asking to pay tribute to all the parents and spouses of the graduates. May I request all the parents and spouses of our graduates to rise. Parents and spouses. Please be seated. I would now like to recognize all the grandparents of the graduates. Would all the grandparents of our graduates please rise? Not to be left alone, we now ask all the children and other beloved ones of our graduates to stand up and be recognized. I was going to talk about grandchildren, but we don't keep them that long. No. We have several of our College of Engineering alumni with us today, and we certainly appreciate their continued support of our college. I now request our College of Engineering alumni, including those on the stage, to please stand and be recognized. Engineering alumni. Thank you very much. I would now like to introduce some of our special guests. As I call their names, I request them to rise and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all of them have been recognized. First, Mr. Gary Thiemann, member of our University Board of Trustees. Mr. Thiemann is the chair of the Clinical Affairs Committee and a member of the Academic and Student Affairs Committee. Mr. Thiemann is Senior Vice President of Sales and Customer Relations for Commercial Business at Medical Mutual of Ohio and the Senior Executive for the company's Northwestern Ohio region, headquartered in Toledo. He has kindly joined us to confer the degrees. Dr. Daniel Johnson, President Emeritus of the University of Toledo, and his wife, Mrs. Elaine Johnson, in the audience. Elaine, if you could rise, please. Mr. Roger Wood, President and Chief Executive Officer, Dana Holding Corporation, our keynote speaker today, and his wife, Mrs. Dana Wood, in the audience. Dana. In the audience, we have Mr. Ahmed Al-Mazroui from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, and his wife, Mrs. Salama. I believe Mr. Al-Mazroui has the highest frequent flyer miles for commencements because this is a fourth UT commencement celebration in his family with the fifth one underway. Mr. Al-Mazroui is chairman of the Ahmed Al-Mazroui Group in the Middle East. Mr. Dale Girk, 2013 Toledo Engineer of the Year, and his wife Carolyn Girk in the audience. Mr. Travis Rhodes, 2014 Toledo Young Engineer of the Year, and Mrs. Elizabeth Rhodes, wife of Travis Rhodes, in the audience. Please join me in thanking all of our special guests. Please be seated. Today we continue a tradition at our spring commencement celebration by recognizing two engineering professionals in our region. First, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Dale Girk, the 2013 Toledo Engineer of the Year. Dale, would you please join me at the podium? Dale is a 1976 graduate of the Wright State University College of Engineering with a BS in Systems Engineering. He also graduated from Bowling Green State University with a Master's of Business Administration and became a certified Lean Six Sigma Green Belt practitioner in 2010. He is now the director of the R&D, Controls and Electrical Engineering programs at Owens, Illinois, where he started his career in 1976. Dale has served on the University of Toledo Industrial Advisory Board for the Electrical Engineering Technology for more than 30 years, and we thank him for his guidance. Please join me in recognizing Dale Girk, the 2013 Toledo Engineer of the Year. You can come to the front. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Travis Rhodes, the 2014 Toledo Young Engineer of the Year. Travis, please join me here. Born and raised in Northwest Ohio, Travis spent his youth in Convoy, Ohio, where he attended the Crestview High School. In 2014, he received a bachelor's in civil engineering from our college, and he was very active during his college life with Chi Epsilon as well as the American Society of Civil Engineers. He did his co-op with Manick and Smith Group here in their bridge design team. Upon obtaining his degree, he was employed in a full-time position with Manick and Smith, his former co-op employer, and at the firm's corporate headquarters in Maumee, Ohio. He currently serves as a project leader and structural engineer in the transportation group. He's a senior member of the structural engineering staff responsible for leading the technical aspect of projects while also providing mentorship and training for other team members. He also earned his professional engineer's license in 2008. Please join me in congratulating Travis Rhodes. Come to the front. While today is about those who are leaving the school to enter a daily work schedule outside our campus, this is also a very fitting occasion, I believe, to recognize one of our colleagues who will be discontinuing his work schedule in our college. I now invite Professor Alan Rio, Chairman of the Engineering Technology Department, to come forward. We do hire them when they are 10. Professor Rio joined the university in 1986 after graduating with his degrees from the University of Michigan. During his 28 years of service with the university, he has held a number of leadership positions, including Director of College Computing, Undergraduate Academic Program Director, and Department Chair. He played instrumental roles in the development of the Computer Science and Engineering Technology program, as well as the Information Technology program. He co-led the development of the department's online degree completion programs. Today, our engineering technology department has grown to be a department with more than 1,000 students. His teaching expertise is around advanced computer networks, computer system administration, and network security. Alan is also an entrepreneur. He has launched a successful internet service provider company, as well as a network consultancy. Thank you, Alan, for your great service to our college. And congratulations on your retirement. We wish you and Kim a great retirement, and we will miss you very much. We are very proud of our students, as you can witness from the enthusiasm around this event. It is now my pleasure to recognize a selected few for 5 college awards. Each of the awards includes a certificate and a monetary gift. These awardees, excepting for one, do not know that they are receiving these awards today. The good news is that the check is not in the mail. I invite the awardees to join me at the podium when I call their names and accept their awards. The first of the awards is the Outstanding Senior Scholar Award. I invite Michael Jordan from the Bioengineering Department to join me here. Michael. Michael is graduating with the highest GPA of this class. He's from Sandusky, Ohio, and is a graduate of Perkins High School. He completed his co-op experiences with Alpha Tech Spine in California. I am pleased to say that he has already accepted an invitation from our College of Medicine at UT to pursue his MD starting this fall. Congratulations, Michael, on what all you have already achieved. I can't resist this and all the new leaping records with your given your name. Congratulations. The second award is the Outstanding Student Leader Award. I invite Sushil Sudarshan of Bioengineering to join me here. Sushil has been one of the most involved students in the entire bioengineering department during his time at UT. He was a very active contributor to the Peer Leaders and Peer Mentors program. He went above and beyond the required time commitment each week simply because he sensed that some of the students needed additional time and mentorship. Students have often commented just how influential his guidance, leadership, and friendship have been. When the head peer mentor had to step down for personal reasons, Sushil did not hesitate to step up and ensure that things were being done properly and on time. Congratulations, Sushil. Thank you. Come to the front. The third award is the Outstanding Senior for College Contributions. I invite Lene Riley of Electrical Engineering to join me. Is Lene here today? Hey, it's like a publisher's clearinghouse. You want to be there at home. We'll take care of. Lene is kind of person who brightens up a room when she enters, a nominator wrote. She exemplifies the combination of academic achievement and extracurricular involvement. She has served as an officer in the student branch of IEEE, volunteered for Math Counts competition, has been a peer mentor for the EECS department for 2 years, and has also volunteered to be a tour guide for UT Experience Days. She has volunteered for her services in the classroom by helping students with their resumes in professional developments. Congratulations, Lene. Next, we have the winners of the Outstanding Senior for Campus and Community Contributions. We have 2 awardees in this category this time. I invite Ted Otiono of our Mechanical Engineering Department and Elena Chernovsky of our Bioengineering Department to join me here. As they come up to join me, Ted is from Kenya, Africa. He started a nonprofit group named Kani Africa to facilitate the development of rural, impoverished African schools with the aim of raising a generation that will be responsible to spark a fire of positive changes throughout the continent. It also emphasizes the importance of environmental awareness by promoting construction of schools that are fully sustainable and eco-friendly in terms of energy. Ted also served as a teaching assistant and served as vice president of students for the advancement of science. He was a member of Tau Beta Pi and a member of the technical team for the UT Solar Car project. Elena has been a great ambassador for the College of Engineering in both on campus as well as in the local community activities throughout her time as an undergraduate student. She was recently recognized for her dedication and service as a recipient of the Jefferson Award for Public Service. Elena generously volunteered her time for the Give Kids the World program. She was also a volunteer tutor at Stranahan Elementary School and at the Community Care Clinic. Congratulations, Ted and Elena. Come in front of me. The last of the student awards is the Engineering Pride Award. It's always a challenging task for the selection team to pick a recipient for this new award among our fine group of graduates. The award is in recognition of students who truly exude the UT engineering pride and have demonstrated this by giving their personal time and talent. I now invite Scott Jenkins of Bioengineering Department to join me at the podium. Scott's nominator wrote, Scott is the most selfless, dedicated, and willing student that I've ever worked with. He doesn't just respond to requests for help, but on his own, he frequently comes to the office to ask if he need anything at all, again, selfless. Scott has long been involved in the Learning Communities program, first as a peer leader, and this past year as a peer mentor. He was well respected by all freshmen in his group. He has volunteered with UT Experience Days every single year of his tenure at UT. On his own, he even chose to write letters to eligible incoming students to provide them with a student's perspective on the College of Engineering. Parents have repeatedly shared their appreciation for receiving such letters. Scott has truly demonstrated his engineering pride, and we thank him for this, and congratulations, Scott. It's now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Roger Wood. Mr. Wood's biography is a story of the classic American dream. Mr. Wood grew up in upstate New York, close to the Vermont border, in a family of limited or no means. During a recent conversation, he summarized his upbringing very well. He said he had the privilege of growing with no money, a privilege he and his family have exercised so well to great outcomes in their lives. Given the limited means of the family, Roger enrolled in an associate degree program locally and then transferred to the State University College in Buffalo, New York for his baccalaureate degree in engineering technology. He worked his way through school as an employee at Advanced Refractories and at Carborundum Universal. He later earned an MBA from Syracuse University. Roger joined Borg Warner and worked in manufacturing engineering, control engineering, and then ran the entire engineering, ran many plants, ran one division, and ran multiple divisions before becoming an executive VP in 2009 and a group president and general manager for the engine group in 2010. He joined Dana Holding Corporation in 2011, where he is now the president and chief executive officer. I learned from him that the only time he did not work in a job, ever since he was 12, was the 3 weeks he and Donna took off before he joined Dana Corporation. So that is remarkable. Under Roger's leadership during the past 3 years, Dana has streamlined operations, driven operations excellence throughout the enterprise, invested in product technology leadership, and aligned the operating model to deliver superior customer technology support and fast market response. Under his leadership, Dana is climbing aggressively back in its ranking among the Fortune 500 companies. In addition to being a member of both Dana and Brunswick Corporation's board of directors, he's on the board of several other important industry organizations. He is also a member of the Ohio Business Roundtable. Our college has started a new program called the Corporate Partners Program. I am pleased to announce today that Mr. Wood and his associates have kindly agreed to become a leadership partner in that organization at a $100,000 level. This just happened yesterday. So thank you, Roger and Dana Corporation. On the personal side, Roger showed his resilience early on, as I learned a few hours ago, or a few minutes ago. He had to ask Donna out 3 times before she agreed, and he didn't give up. So they are married now for 27 years, and Dana is originally from Long Island in New York. We are delighted, Dana, you are able to join us today. They have 3 children and have been blessed with a grandson just a few weeks ago or 3 months ago. Please join me in extending a warm Toledo Rocket welcome to Mr. Roger Wood.
Well, thank you. Dean Naganathan, Trustee Thiemann, faculty and staff, proud guests of the graduating class, and you, the class of 2014, congratulations. It is my privilege to be with you here today to celebrate this amazing milestone and achievement in your lives. An engineering degree is a fantastic foundation upon which you can build an incredible career. The fundamental skills of logical thinking and problem solving that you have acquired are highly desirable, not just in engineering, but in top leadership positions in nearly every business sector. Today I represent Dana, a company well established in this community for the last 86 years. A company whose success has been based on its ability to utilize technology and innovation to create solutions all over the world. And we rely on engineering graduates like you to make sure our company can thrive in the future as we have since our beginning in 1904. Working together in collaboration with the University of Toledo College of Engineering and similar organizations around the world, we strive to make our world a better place by helping our customers achieve their environmental and sustainability objectives. If engineering the next breakthrough in your particular field of interest is your dream, you are now prepared to go after that dream. And with the skills you now have, you could also easily find yourself one day working in the field as an operation manager, in technical sales, logistics, or finance, to name just a few. In fact, 1/3 of the CEOs of the S&P 500 companies have an engineering degree. And every one of those CEOs at one time sat in the very same seat that you are sitting in right now. In fact, I sat in your seat nearly 30 years ago. If you are now like I was then, you may be feeling very excited, a little anxious, very relieved, and somewhat overwhelmed with the decisions that you need to make on the direction that your life will now take. In preparing for today's remarks, I've had a chance to reflect on my life since beginning my engineering career. And I've realized that my success has been defined by my interactions with people and the gradual understanding that each and every person that we come in contact with has some unique capability to contribute. Today you graduate as one of 200+ graduates. Tomorrow, you will begin making decisions on how you will participate as one of 7 billion people who share our planet. The world is a much different place than it was in 1985 when I sat in your seat, but the same principles of respect for each other and openness to new ideas will work for you as it has worked for me as you move into your next chapter. From today forward, the world is your textbook, and your tests will be far different than the ones that you've become accustomed to taking in the classroom. But the results will influence what you do, where you go, and how you will spend the rest of your lives. Let me give you a few tips that have worked very well for me, and I'm confident that they can also help you. First, do something that you like and that you're good at. Discover the unique capability within you. Each of us has a unique capability that we can excel at, fueled by a combination of inherent ability, hard work, and the tenacity to reach your goals. You may not know what that is right now, but you do have it. The key to finding the success that you desire in whatever your endeavor is to find that uniqueness in you and to fuel it with the education, the drive for experience, and the desire to achieve it. The line you follow will almost certainly not be straight. It will weave and it will wind as you open new avenues for new thinking. But in the end, you absolutely have the opportunity and the ability to achieve your highest levels of ambition. Next, commit yourself to lifelong learning. As I already mentioned, the world is your textbook, where every day is an opportunity to learn. Your propensity to learn will determine your capability to succeed. There's much to learn by simply watching and observing those around you. On the very first day of my first career engineering position, I was given what turned out to be one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever been given, and I will never forget it. It was watch and learn from every leader you come in contact with and the effect that they have on the people that are working for them. Emulate what you think is good and avoid what you think is bad, and you will become a very effective leader. That, ladies and gentlemen, more than anything else that I've learned, has helped me to get to where I am today. I was so fortunate to get that advice on the very first day of my career. In today's world of eroding trust, be trustworthy. Let me say that again. Be worthy of trust. Do what you say you're going to do, and then go the extra mile. Be there when you're needed, whether you're the CEO of a company, a newly hired engineer, or a volunteer helping your local charity. When you are somebody that people can rely on and trust in, you will not have to look for your next job. Your next job will find you. Develop a global perspective. Technology has changed everything forever. From my personal perspective, a typical meeting with my executive team involves a room full of video terminals, webcast equipment, and teleconferencing because our virtual conference room is spread across several different continents on any given day. Whether or not you choose to be part of a global company, you will be affected by globalization, and it is critical for you to understand and value the cultural differences while learning the importance of global diversity. Your lives are now and increasingly will be influenced by events and decisions happening throughout the entire world. We all share the planet, and the more engaged you become, the better your chances will be to achieve your goals. Finally, and what I think is most critical, understand that communication is paramount. Appreciate that communication is the real key to break through barriers, and the lack of it can destroy the strongest intention. We all have an obligation to consistently strive to improve the level of communication to avoid misunderstandings. I've learned over the years to not assume anything, but rather to ask a few questions for understanding and clarity before making any judgments. I learned a valuable lesson on my very first trip to Japan 25 years ago. A trusted Japanese senior executive mentor took me to dinner on my last night of a week-long trip to Japan to help me understand the importance of Japanese culture and how to relate to it in a global business environment. It is appreciated in all countries for foreigners to at least try the local cuisine, and I was enjoying a very traditional Japanese meal. Throughout the dinner, we shared raw fish and the local sake. At the end of the meal, the waitress placed in front of each of us a dish with a fish head on a piece of lettuce with its eyes looking straight up at us. I kept looking at it, trying to muster the courage to eat it, all the while carrying on with the conversation and worrying about what it was going to be like to eat that thing, because I didn't want to offend my host by not eating it. After 45 minutes of really sweating through the ordeal, trying to find a way out of the inevitable, I finally said to my colleague that while I deeply respected their traditions and had tried for the entire week to experience the Japanese culinary culture, that I was very sorry for not having the courage to eat the fish head. He then laughed and said, "Don't worry, nobody eats that, it's only for decoration." So my lesson, I remember it as "don't eat the fish head," is one that has helped me to ask for clarity and understanding in situations in which I do not have the experience to judge. For you see, I assumed because the dish was placed in front of me that it was something that we were supposed to eat. So the lesson here, don't assume you know if you don't. So let me close by saying that I have been privileged to learn from talented people all over the world. And you are embarking on your journey from the very same seat that I began mine from nearly 30 years ago. Each one of you on this stage has talents and capabilities that are uniquely your own, and the world is waiting for them. Now it is time for you to begin writing your own story. Observe and learn from your experiences, respect each other and value diverse ways of thinking, strive to understand others while you define your place in the world, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. For each one of you in the graduating class of 2014, I offer my heartfelt congratulations on your achievement, and I wish each of you the best of luck in accomplishing your dreams and your aspirations in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Roger, thank you for those thoughtful reflections, and thank you for your time today. And on behalf of our graduating class, we would like to give a small token of appreciation to Mr. Wood. So if you could join me, please. I am now honored to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the College of Engineering. There are 233 baccalaureate degree candidates today. 74 of our degree candidates are pursuing at least one minor, with 9 of them pursuing a second minor in 6 different fields other than engineering. 80 of them are graduating with academic honors. And the following 10 students will graduate summa cum laude, having earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.9 or higher for all of their college work. They are asked to rise as their names are called and to remain standing. The first one is Ibrahim Talib Al-Hamid, Kyle Brown, Brandon James Collins, Lena Elsa Maletti, Lindsay Gilson, Michael Jordan, Zingy Lee, Kimberly Laura Olsavsky, Akash Patel, Dominic Schall, Ruth Ann Nicole Scheer, and David Zach. Please join me in recognizing their outstanding accomplishments. Please be seated. Will all candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Engineering please rise? All graduates. Trustee Thiemann, as Dean of the College of Engineering, I'm pleased to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Bioengineering, Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Engineering Technology, Bachelor of Science in Construction Engineering Technology, Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering Technology, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, jointly offered with the College of Business and Innovation, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, and Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering Technology. Please join me in recognizing these baccalaureate degree candidates. Mr. Thiemann, I present to you these candidates for baccalaureate degrees.
Thanks, Dean Nagy. It's a pleasure to be here today. And on behalf of all the members of the UT Board of Trustees, I want to congratulate the candidates for degrees and all of their family and friends who are present today. The faculty and the Board of Trustees join me in delivering these congratulations and in noting the insoluble link between you and the University of Toledo. Whatever happens to you or to the institution, we are linked forever. Our good fortune is your good fortune, and your success is our pride. Now, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the state of Ohio and the trustees of the University of Toledo, I do confer upon all the qualified candidates for baccalaureate degrees, including those in absentia, the degrees for which they have met the requirements. You are charged with the duties and with the responsibilities of that degree, and also granted the privileges and the prerogatives appertaining thereto. All baccalaureate graduates may now move their tassels from the right front side of their mortarboards to the back right side of their mortarboards. Please join me in recognizing these new graduates of the College of Engineering at the University of Toledo.
Thank you, Mr. Thiemann. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Brian Randolph, Senior Associate Dean of Undergraduate Studies and the College of Engineering Honors Program Director, who will now begin the recognition ceremony for our graduates. Dr. Randolph.
I'm pleased to commence with the recognition portion of our program. For each academic program, the undergraduate director will announce graduates as they cross the stage to receive congratulations and a gift from their department chair. Our photographer will be taking photos, but please feel free to take photos as well during this part of the ceremony. We ask that you hold your applause until each program completes the recognition of all of their graduates. Some of the students here today have received a special medallion that they're wearing, and these medallions represent successful completion or 4 or more registered cooperative experiences through the College of Engineering. You'll recognize them when you hear them clanking across the stage. We will begin with the bioengineering department. Will the first 2 rows of graduates please rise? Dr. Arun Nataraja, Chair in Bioengineering, and Undergraduate Director Dr. Scott Molitor will now recognize the bioengineering graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Randolph. The spring 2014 candidates for Bachelor of Science in Bioengineering are Jeffrey Beagle. Jeff is graduating cum laude, and he completed his co-ops at Terumo Cardiovascular and the Lake Erie Center, the University of Toledo. Callan Bailaraki. Callan is graduating magna cum laude, and he's also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed his co-ops at Zimmer and also within the University of Toledo Department of Bioengineering. Ryan Bornegal. Ryan completed his co-ops at Integra Life Sciences and Perstorp Polyols. Lauren Carpenter. Lauren is a recipient of the co-op medallion, completing 4 co-ops at DePuy Synthes Products. Amanda Collins. Amanda is graduating cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed her co-ops at Ethicon Endosurgery. Peyton Cozart. Peyton is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed 4 co-ops at GapTech. Janelle Crozier. Janelle is graduating magna cum laude and has completed her co-ops at General Mills and the University of Toledo Medical Center. Suan Dow. Suan is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed her 4 co-ops with United States Air Force. Lena Elsamalati. Lena is graduating summa cum laude and completed her co-ops at Terumo Cardiovascular, Siemens, and the University of Toledo Medical Center. Jessica Fredericks. Jessica is graduating magna cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed her co-ops at DePuy Synthes Products and at the National Institutes of Health. Victoria Gilbride, graduating magna cum laude and also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed 4 co-ops for DePuy Synthes products. Lindsay Gilson. Lindsay is graduating summa cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, completing co-ops for Boston Scientific and Symmetry Medical. Cody Harder. Cody is graduating cum laude and completed his co-ops at Bionics, Medical Technologies, and General Mills. Gretchen Hartley. Gretchen is graduating magna cum laude and completed her co-ops at Terumo Cardiovascular and Boston Scientific. Asia Henry. Asia completed her co-ops for Hershey and at Life Technologies Incorporated. Rachel Hubner. Rachel has completed her co-ops at Minimally Invasive Devices. Marcel Engels. Marcel is graduating magna cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed 4 co-ops for the UT Medical Center, Terumo Cardiovascular, and General Mills. Haley Irons. Haley is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed her 4 co-ops for Boston Scientific and Terumo Cardiovascular. Scott Jenkins. Scott is graduating magna cum laude and completed his co-op experience for Ethicon Endosurgery. Michael Jordan, graduating summa cum laude and our senior scholar. Michael completed his co-ops for Alphatech Spine. Andrew Noss. Andrew is graduating magna cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed 4 co-ops for U.S. endoscopy. Stephanie Knopf. Stephanie is a recipient of the co-op medallion, completing her co-ops for the Brewer Garrett Company and Terumo Cardiovascular. Allison Kochman, graduating magna cum laude. Allison completed her co-ops at Ethicon Endosurgery. Tyler Kruger. Tyler is graduating cum laude and is a recipient of the co-op medallion, completing his co-ops for Boston Scientific and Minimally Invasive Devices. Casey Lang. Casey is graduating magna cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed 4 co-ops for U.S. endoscopy. Richard Martin. Richard is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed his 4 co-ops for Norplast Industries. Kyle Mason, graduating cum laude and is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed a total of 5 co-ops, 4 for Boston Scientific and 1 for NASA. Alan Michelik. Alan is graduating cum laude and is a recipient of the co-op medallion, completing co-ops for Boston Scientific and Broadview Instrumentation. Kyle Miller. Kyle is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed co-ops for GapTech and the United States Air Force. Andrew Mix. Andy is graduating cum laude and completed his co-ops at the Naval Medical Research Center and Wasserstrom & Brothers. Andrew Moran, graduating magna cum laude. Andrew is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed 4 co-ops for the United States Air Force. Mark Morris. Mark has completed his co-ops for Gyrus ACMI and Olympus. Mohammed Musa. Mohammed is graduating cum laude, completing his co-ops for the United States Air Force and the University of Toledo Medical Center. Kwabena Obeng. Kwabi is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed his co-ops for Hamel Manufacturing and Philips Medical Systems. Kimberly Alsofsky. Kim is graduating summa cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed her co-ops for Boston Scientific and Terumo Cardiovascular. Teresa Pesch. Teresa is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed her co-ops for BioServe Biotechnologies and Invacare Corporation. Caitlin Peters. Katie is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed 4 co-ops for Valtronic. Alexandra Pinky. Alex is graduating magna cum laude and completed her co-ops for Alpha Tech Spine. Megan Riegsecker. Megan is graduating cum laude and completed her co-ops for Terumo Cardiovascular. Alyssa Root. Alyssa is graduating cum laude and is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed a total of 5 co-ops for Zimmer. Matthew Rowe. Matt is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed 4 co-ops for DePuy Synthes products. Sammy Saleh. Sammy completed his co-ops with Boston Scientific, NAMSA, and the University of Toledo Department of Mechanical Engineering. Dominic Shaw. Dom is graduating summa cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed co-ops with Boston Scientific and the Cleveland Clinic. Ruth Ann Scherer. Ruth Ann is graduating summa cum laude and completed her co-ops with Boston Scientific. Ryan Sklarek. Ryan is graduating cum laude and is also a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed his 4 co-ops with Boston Scientific. Sushil Sudarshan. Sushil completed his 3 co-ops with Janssen Biotech. David Zuch. David is graduating summa cum laude and is a recipient of the co-op medallion, having completed a total of 5 co-ops with Kimberly Clark and Zimmer. John Weimer. John is a recipient of the co-op medallion and also completed a total of 5 co-ops with Valtronic, the University of Toledo Department of Bioengineering, and Davlin Incorporated. Alexei Yefimov. Alex has completed his co-ops with NAMSA and Neuros Medical. Yelena Zernovsky. Yelena is graduating cum laude and completed her co-ops with Terumo Cardiovascular. On behalf of my colleagues, the faculty and staff of the Department of Bioengineering, please join me in congratulating the Spring 2014 Bioengineering graduates. Thank you.
Will the second row of graduates please remain standing while we recognize graduates of our Chemical Engineering Department? And will these graduates please come forward when your name is called? Dr. Glenn Lipscomb, Chair in Chemical and Environmental Engineering, and Dr. Jungshik Kim will now recognize the Chemical Engineering graduates.
Mohammed Dahan did 2 co-ops with Anderson Development Company and 1 with the Univertical Corporation. Fadi Gabriel did 2 co-ops with UT Chemical Engineering and 1 with the Renewable Energy. Jacob Koshner, graduating cum laude, did 4 co-ops, 2 with Anderson Development Company and 2 with Matrix Technologies, and recipient of co-op medallion. Derek Landon Mann did 2 co-ops with No-Cold INC. Brian McLone, Ohio EPA. Kangsu Wang did 1 co-op with the Pharmaceutical Institute of Hainan Province and 2 with the UT Chemical Engineering. Bernard E. Wyke III did 1 co-op with Ohio EPA, another one with the UT Chemical Engineering. Please join me in congratulating 2014 Spring Chemical Engineering graduates.
Will the next row of students please stand, and will the civil engineering graduates please come forward when your name is called? The department chair, Dr. Ashok Kumar, and I will now recognize the civil engineering graduates. David W. Buckman. David, co-opt with Arcadis and the Washtenaw County Engineers Office. Austin M. Danton. Austin is graduating having co-opt with the City of Toledo Division of Engineering Services and Tetra Tech. Ryan J. Hirschberger. Ryan co-opt with Toledo Lucas County Port Authority. Rand S. Jabot. Rand co-opt with Hensel Phelps Construction Company and Minimally Invasive Devices, Inc. Daniel E. Johnson. Daniel will be congratulated by President Emeritus Daniel Johnson, his grandfather. Zachary Todd Karen, graduating cum laude. Zach co-opt with the City of Toledo Division of Engineering Services. Aaron Stanley Lowell. Aaron will graduate having co-op with Jones and Henry Engineers Limited and Sigma Technologies. Jamil Macedo Jr. Jamil will graduate cum laude and is the recipient of a co-op medallion, having a co-op with Cajugram Granitas y Marimuras de Brazil, Glass City Engineering and Surveying, and the Toledo Division of Engineering Services, as well as Rudolph Libby. Devin Stewart. Devin co-opt with Hensel Phelps Construction Company. Scott D. Williams. Scott co-op with the City of Toledo Division of Engineering Services and Rudolph Libby Companies. Please join me in congratulating all the civil engineering graduates. Will the computer science and engineering graduates please come forward when your name is called? Department Chair, Dr. Mansour Alam, and Undergraduate Director, Dr. Richard Malyette, will now recognize the computer science and engineering graduates.
Timothy George Bach. Timothy did his co-ops with Ridge Tool, Division of Emerson Electric. Cisco Bai. Cisco is a recipient of a co-op medallion, having co-opted with Cebus Direct and with Software Answers Incorporated. Jose Castro. Jose did his co-ops with Sensor Integration and Technology Testing. Aaron D. Kopai. Aaron is graduating magna cum laude and did his co-ops with Marathon Petroleum Company, LLC. Patrick S. Ditzler. Patrick did his co-ops with Software Answers Incorporated and Progress Book and G&G Incorporated. Don Lee Hartman. Don is the recipient of a co-op medallion, having done 4 co-ops with Ridge Tool, Division of Emerson Electric. Jennifer Lynn Hendricks. Jennifer is graduating cum laude, having done her co-ops with Diebold Incorporated and UT-EECS Department. Andrew J. Krieg. Andrew is graduating cum laude, is a recipient of a co-op medallion, having done co-ops with NASA and with R.W. Beckett Corporation. Taylor Pember. Taylor is graduating with a co-op medallion, having done co-ops with NASA and with R.W. Beckett Corporation. Brian A. Post. Brian did his co-ops with Ridge Tool, Division of Emerson Electric, and Midway Products. David Michael Ridner, Jr. David is a recipient of a co-op medallion, having co-opted with Ridge Tool, Division of Emerson Electric. Mark David Rubidoux. Mark is a recipient of a co-op medallion, having done his co-ops with Neurowave Systems. Dylan Drake Rush. Dylan is graduating cum laude, having done co-ops with United Technologies Aerospace Systems and Hamilton Sundstrand. Bingzi Wang. Bingzi did his co-ops with Baidu and GBICC. Corey Joseph Watt. Corey is graduating cum laude and did his co-ops with Hamilton Sundstrand. Yadi Wen. Yadi did her co-ops with Uniking Information Technology Company. James Dean Wigand. James did his co-ops with Authentic Response Incorporated and with Toast.net. Please join me in congratulating the computer science and engineering graduates.
Will the electrical engineering graduates please come forward when your name is called? Department Chair Dr. Mansour Alam and Undergraduate Director Dr. Richard Maliette will now recognize our electrical engineering graduates.
Dustin Collins. Dustin did his co-ops with Honda and with SSOE Group. Gregory Pal Goldstein. Gregory did his co-ops with DTE Energy. John B. Hannon. John is the recipient of a co-op medallion, having done his co-ops with Nextech Power Systems. Jessie Lynn Lape. Jessie did her co-ops with SSOE Group.
Serves you right for having so much work.
Okay. Alexander Stephen Miracle. Alexander did his co-ops with DTE Energy. Jesse J. Pfaff. Jesse did his co-ops with First Energy Corporation. Brian A. Post. Brian is a dual major. He did his co-ops with Ridge Tool, Division of Emerson Electric, and Midway Products. Dylan Drake Rush. Dylan is also graduating as a dual major. He's graduating cum laude and did his co-ops with United Technologies Aerospace Systems and Hamilton Sundstrand. Nolan Ross Seraphin. Nolan is the recipient of a co-op medallion, having done his co-ops with DTE Energy. Corey Joseph Watt. Corey is a dual major, graduating cum laude, having done his co-ops with Hamilton Sunstrand. Please join me in congratulating the electrical engineering graduate.
Will the next two rows of graduates please rise? We will now recognize the graduates of the Engineering Technology Department. This department has 5 degree programs: Computer Science and Engineering Technology, Construction Engineering Technology, Information Technology, Electrical Engineering Technology, and Mechanical Engineering Technology. A majority of these students have been employed full-time in their chosen discipline for a large part of their academic career. Many have come back to school to complete degrees while balancing schoolwork, their professional careers, and full-time family duties. Thus, we would like to highlight the positions that these graduates have held while progressing toward their degrees, in addition to those students who have participated in the co-op programs. We will begin with the Computer Science and Engineering Technology program. Will the Computer Science and Engineering Technology graduates please come forward when your name is called? Professor Alan Rio, Department Chair, and Dr. Hong Wong will now recognize the Computer Science and Engineering Technology graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Randolph. It's my pleasure to announce the 2014 CSAT graduates. Fikret Sejang Bilkmaju. Fikret graduates magna cum laude. Brandon James Collins. Brandon graduates summa cum laude, and he's starting his new job next week at Matrix. Thank you. Jennifer K. Darling. Jennifer is going to have a job at Ford Dearborn, Michigan. Mazin Khan. Cody Gladhill. Sarah Lynn. Justin Gregory Pavlovich. Joshua Shortland. Rodrigo R. Vega. Edward Mason Viraviz. Jamal LaVuan Wheeler. Garrett Stephen Wales. Gary graduates cum laude and works at CNWR Software as a software developer. Please join me in congratulating CSAT graduates.
Will the construction engineering technology graduates please come forward when your name is called? Professor Alan Rio, Department Chair, and Dr. Nicholas Kissoff will now recognize the construction engineering technology graduates.
It is now my distinct pleasure to present to you the Spring 2014 class of candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees in Construction Engineering Technology, pending the grading of yesterday afternoon's Marathon Advanced Construction Materials final exam. First up, Khalid Ali Al-Fahim. Ali Ahmed Al-Mazraoui. Graduating magna cum laude is Austin Bell. Austin interned for the Mercer County Engineers Office. Kyle Corbin. Kyle co-opted for Ullman Schutte in Washington, D.C., and Kiewit in Phoenix, Arizona. Graduating magna cum laude is Richard Crace. Richard worked full-time as a project manager for Geddes Paving in Toledo, but a little more importantly, as evidenced by his red, white, and blue cords, Richard is also a U.S. Armed Services veteran, having served 2 tours of duty in Iraq. Tyler Grobe. Tyler interned with Amicon Construction in Northfield, Ohio, and the Geis Companies in Streetsboro, Ohio. Mike Hess, graduating cum laude. Mike co-opted with Western Summit in Denver, Colorado, and twice with the City of Toledo Engineering Services Department. Dan Jankowski. Kyle Capuja, graduating magna cum laude. Kyle co-opted with Rudolph Libby and twice with Avery Dennison in Fairport Harbor, Ohio. Jeff Malcolm. Jeff co-opted with Baker Concrete of Monroe, Ohio. Chris Milden. John Morgenstern. John co-opted 3 times with the Ohio Department of Transportation and once with Kiewit in Denver, Colorado. That's 4 co-ops by my count, and he has the co-op medallion. Jonathan Murphy, graduating magna cum laude. John worked for the Lima Tent Company as a fabric structure construction technician during the completion of his academic work. Justin Netherland. Justin worked for Independent Concrete Pipe for the last 2 years while finishing his degree. Brian Riley. Brian also has a red, white, and blue cord. He's a recipient of that cord, and he served 2 terms of duty in Afghanistan with the U.S. Marines. Joseph Rogowski. Kamea Stafford. Kamea co-opted with the Ohio Department of Transportation. Stephen Stout. Steve did 1 co-op with SSOE in Toledo and 2 with the Bullard Company in Ottawa Lake, Michigan. Aaron Tendam. Aaron worked as a facilities manager for the Student Union during his time here at UT. Greg Toby, graduating magna cum laude. Greg also worked for the Lima Tent Company in Lima, Ohio, oddly enough. Krista Leigh Twyman. Joel Williams, graduating magna cum laude. Joel did 3 co-ops with Western Summit in Atlanta, Georgia. Haifeng Zhang. Jiwan Zhu. There's our class of construction graduates. Okay, guys, let's go build something.
Will the electrical engineering technology graduates please come forward when your name is called? Professor Alan Rio, Department Chair, and Dr. Ted Evans will now recognize the electrical engineering technology graduates.
Ibrahim Taleb Al-Hamad, summa cum laude. Jassim Al-Kam. Sadiq Al-Shaladi. Jessica M. Bolin. Wallace C. Coney. Wallace had a co-op with Vision Design Group. Changdong Jin, cum laude. Todd Michael Kindiger. Hassan Talal Nasser, co-ops with Norplus Industries. Christopher Lee Purdy. Jacob M. Schmidt, magna cum laude, 4 co-ops, Norfolk Southern, R.W. Beckett, Control Systems of Ohio, and Matrix Technology. Robert Swibert, 3 co-ops, 2 with Steel Dynamics and 1 with Tex. Jason T. Shano. Sean Stengel. Michael Douglas Sutton, 3 co-ops with SSOE, 4. Very good. Li Fu Wang. Please join me in congratulating all the electrical engineering technology graduates.
Will the information technology graduates please come forward when your name is called? Professor Alan Rio, Department Chair, and Professor Daniel Solaric will now recognize the information technology graduates.
It is my pleasure to recognize the Spring 2014 graduates from the Information Technology program. Jacob Gilbert Cohen. While attending school, Jacob served the university as an IT technician on our health science campus. Shane T. Curtis. Similarly, Shane worked on our health science campus as an IT technician during his education. Cosmin S. Gergel. Cosmin did an internship at the Cleveland Clinic and served the university 2 years as a desktop support technician. Gage Ryan Howell. Gage served the university as an IT help desk technician. Jeffrey Thomas Jagodinsky. Jeffrey worked for Collins Reporting Services as a technology manager. Caleb Lemons. Caleb is graduating magna cum laude and worked full-time at Virtual PCs. Mark R. Miller. Mark worked full-time at Rocket Technology Innovations. Ben R. Morris. Ben served 2 internships for Lincoln Library Press. Christopher R. Winner. Christopher worked full-time for Napoleon area schools as a support technician. Samuel Rio Wineland. Samuel has recently been commissioned as a 2nd lieutenant in the U.S. Army. He will serve as a signal officer. Kari Marche Wynn. Kari is on active duty in the U.S. Army, has served 1 deployment overseas, and is a Sergeant E5. Please join me in congratulating the graduates in the Information Technology program.
Will the Mechanical Engineering Technology graduates please come forward when your name is called? Professor Alan Rio, Department Chair, and Professor Richard Springman will now recognize the Mechanical Engineering Technology graduates.
The following people will receive the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering Technology. Alex Anderberry. Alex will be employed with Cummins Diesel. Alex is also graduating cum laude. Sean Andrew Byrne. Sean Co-op with Norfolk Southern. Nathan M. Chudzinski. Nathan Co-op with Tiffin National Machinery and the Ball Corporation. Gregory R. Dyer. Greg was employed with Dynamic Testing and Equipment. Adam C. Hahn. Adam has been employed with Applied Technology Integration. Kaylin M. Harrington. Kaylin Co-opted with Pilkington Corporation. Andrew K. Hill. Alexander Charles Johnston. Alex co-opted with Cutting Dynamic Incorporated and Comco Industries. Joshua Kazmarek. Josh co-opted with TRW Automotive. Travis Carnes. Following graduation, Travis will be joining the United States Navy. Stephen R. Kemmerer. Stephen is employed with Norplast Incorporated. Laura S. Leaders. Laura is graduating magna cum laude and has been employed during her education with Leaders Farms Incorporated. Paul Martin Lindsay Pangalos. Paul co-opted with the Dana Corporation. Christopher Long. Chris has been employed with Aramark and Lasting Impressions while a student. Bradley M. Meyer. Brad co-opted with DTR Industries in BK Tool and Design. Brock O. Rentz. Brock co-opted with the SSOE Corporation. Brandon Lloyd Romer. Brandon co-opted with Luke Industries USA and received his co-op medallion. Vittorio Marcus Sabini. Vic was employed with Red Robin while a student. Patrick Sampson. Patrick co-opted with the Dana Corporation. Stephen Paul Smith is employed with Custom Technologies International. Michael R. Sullivan was employed by G.L. Heller. Katie N. Urbanski. Katie co-opted with Tenneco. Thomas James Velker. Tom co-opted with Johns Manville. Brandon M. Ware. Brandon co-opted with L&W Engineering. John D. Uhas. John co-opted with the Meander Water and the Schindler Elevator Corporation. Please join me in congratulating the Mechanical Engineering Technology graduates.
I ask that the final row of graduates please rise. Will the mechanical engineering graduates please come forward when your name is called? Department Chairman Dr. Abdi Afje and Undergraduate Director Dr. Matthew Franchetti will now recognize the mechanical engineering graduates.
It is my pleasure to recognize the following Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering graduates. Francisco J. Aravelo. Francisco completed his co-ops with Hendrickson. Christopher Bacher. Chris is graduating magna cum laude and earned a co-op medallion working with Federal Mogul Corporation. George Blankenship. George completed his co-ops with General Electric, the SSOE Group, and Therma-Tru Corporation. Kyle Brown. Kyle is graduating summa cum laude and completed his co-ops with the Marathon Petroleum Company. Brandon M. Cosper. Brandon earned a co-op medallion working with GEM Incorporated. Michael Thomas Cunningham. Michael completed his co-ops with Gyrus ACMI. Nicholas T. Drummond. Nicholas completed his co-ops with Tenneco Incorporated. Bradley Flinchball. Bradley completed his co-ops with Dana Corporation, Tenneco, and Thermec. Tyler C. Fox. Tyler is graduating magna cum laude and earned a co-op medallion working with Marathon Petroleum Company, Stone Ridge Control, and the Whirlpool Corporation. Eric Frizzle. Eric completed his co-ops with Owens, Illinois. David Hard. David completed his co-ops with Worthington Steel Industries. Richard D. Heilshorn. Richard completed his co-ops with SSOE and Whirlpool Corporation, earning a co-op medallion. Stuart N. Inkrot. Stuart completed his co-ops with the Cooper Tire and Rubber Company. Sid Jaraman. Sid completed 5 co-ops working with Mercedes-Benz, Crown Equipment, CNH Global, and the SSOE Group. William F. Jeffers, Jr. William completed his co-ops with Regal Beloit. Corey A. Quapic. Corey earned a co-op medallion working with Kaufman Engineered Systems and the Dana Corporation. Kyle Lentz. Kyle completed his co-ops with Automatic Handling. Shiolu Liu. Shiolu is graduating magna cum laude and completed her co-ops with Lingxing Instrument Company and the UT MIME department. Yang Liu. Yang is graduating cum laude and completed his co-ops with Microelectronic Technologies and the MIME department. Christopher Lutheran. Christopher completed his co-ops with Crane Aerospace and Electronics and Stylecrest Incorporated. Nathan Malhotra. Nathan completed his co-ops with Thermoco Cardiovascular Systems. Stephen J. Marone. Stephen is graduating magna cum laude and earned a co-op medallion working with Hamilton Sundstrand, Honda, and the UT MIME department. Justin McBurnett. Justin earned a co-op medallion working with Rimkus Consulting and Tenneco. Joseph Milkovic. Joseph is graduating cum laude and earned a co-op medallion working with Ball Corporation, Thermatru, and Zimmer. Michael Angelo M. Miranda. Michael completed his co-ops with Tenneco Incorporated and the Betco Corporation. An Nguyen. An is graduating cum laude and completed her co-ops with Hendrickson and the Dong Na Department of Science and Technology. Ted Evans Otiano. Ted is graduating magna cum laude and completed his co-ops with Volvo Powertrain North America. Seth Parsons. Seth is graduating cum laude and completed his co-ops with United States Gypsum Company. Akash J. Patel. Akash is graduating summa cum laude and earned a co-op medallion working with the Cleveland Punch and Die Company and the First Energy Corporation. Joshua Perry. Joshua earned a co-op medallion working with Federal Mogul. Joel Reddick. Joel completed his co-ops with the Federal Mogul Corporation and Honda. Ryan Robert Roosh. Ryan is graduating magna cum laude and completed his co-ops with Emerson and the Marathon Petroleum Company. Justin Richard Saunders. Justin is graduating cum laude and earned a co-op medallion working with Honda, Swaglock, and the MIME department. Todd Schmoller Jr. Todd completed his co-op with NSS Enterprises and Univerth Manufacturing Company. Zachary Michael Sterling. Zach is graduating cum laude and completed his co-ops with the Dana Corporation. Scott Joseph Tiemann. Scott earned a co-op medallion working with Crown Equipment Corporation and Honda. Peter Joseph Tokarowski. Peter is graduating cum laude and completed his co-ops with the First Energy Corporation. Matthew David Wall. Matthew is graduating magna cum laude and completed his co-ops with the Dana Corporation and the SSOE Group. Kyle J. Wasserman. Kyle is graduating cum laude and completed 5 co-ops with Crown Battery Manufacturing and John Deere Incorporated. Alex James Wolf. Alex completed his co-ops with Mobis North America, the Automatic Feed Company, and GT Technologies. Please join me in congratulating our graduates.
That's a lot of smart people. How about one more big round of applause for all our spring graduates? It's now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Lori Adams, President of the Engineering Alumni Affiliate and Principal of DGL Incorporated, who will welcome our graduates to the ranks of the Rocket Alumni.
Thank you, Brian. This graduating class has put in long hours and has made sacrifices to better themselves and, by extension, all of us here. By sitting here today, graduates, you are already seeing the benefits of that your hard work has resulted in, pride in your accomplishments, and the admiration of those looking on. It is now time for you to move from student to alumni and begin the next leg of your journey. You are now a member of the worldwide group of proud Rocket alumni. There's some information in the packet you just received about the Alumni Association, and one of the important things to know is that the first year in the association is free. Now, the Alumni Association works best when you alumni are involved. Many of you have participated in events as students or received a scholarship from the engineering affiliate or another alumni group. You will look fondly back on your time here as you begin your career or maybe some additional education, and we hope that you will join us in expanding the alumni network and mentor future Rockets. The UT Alumni Engineering Affiliate continues to grow, and as distinguished graduating classes such as yours join our ranks, I have no doubt that the success we will share will continue to expand exponentially. It is therefore my honor and privilege to say congratulations to the class of 2014 and welcome to the Alumni Association.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Professor Richard Springman, who will conduct the Order of the Engineer ceremony.
It's my pleasure to represent the engineering alumni of the University of Toledo and the Toledo Society of Professional Engineers, who maintain link number 70 of the Order of the Engineer. Earlier, when Mr. Tiemann conferred your degrees, he indicated that you were entitled to, you were granted, the privileges and prerogatives appertaining to your degree. But that sentence also began with, you are charged with the duties and responsibilities of that degree and granted the privileges. I want to focus for a moment on the responsibilities that come with the degree. Engineers are unique people in that they have a job that serves the public. No matter what we do as engineers, somehow our product touches you, the consuming public. And to you, we owe a great responsibility. A responsibility to do our job with integrity and in a safe manner, in an ethical manner. To illustrate that, I want to tell you a little story. Go back in history, August 29th, 1907. We're in Quebec. There's a bridge being built across the St. Lawrence River. It's been designed by Theodore Cooper, an eminent bridge builder of his time. And this bridge, which was to be the longest bridge of its type in the world, was being constructed, and this was the culmination of a long and successful career for him. On that day, on the 29th of August, it was almost quitting time, 5 o'clock. There were 86 workers yet out on the bridge, finishing up their day's work. And just before the horn sounded that ended their workday, there was a cracking sound heard across the river, and the bridge began to crumble and fall into the river. That resulted in the death of 75 of the 86 workers who were there. In an analysis after the bridge fell, it was determined that the design was improper. It hadn't been checked properly. There were indications that failure was imminent as they constructed the bridge, but they were ignored because they wanted to remain on schedule, and the construction schedule was tight. The bottom line is that is a disaster that could have been prevented had the engineers paid a little more attention to their job. Let's move ahead a few years. It's now 1922. There's a group of the 7 past presidents of the Engineering Institute of Canada. And they're together at a professional meeting. And as the 7 of them talk, one of the previous presidents, Professor Edward Haltain, who was a professor of mining at the University of Toronto, brings an idea to them that he's been thinking about. He proposed a ceremony for engineers, and the basis of that would be a standard of ethics for the engineers who joined. What was in his mind was this ethical responsibility illustrated by the bridge failure, the responsibility that we as engineers have to the public. He spoke strongly for such a society, and his colleagues agreed with him and asked him to go ahead with what became to be known as the ritual of the calling of an engineer, which is a Canadian ceremony. And at that time, Rudyard Kipling had written in his poetry about engineers. So Professor Haltain wrote to Kipling and asked him to write the ritual for the engineering group, which he did. The ritual of the calling of engineer has been instituted with the simple end of directing the young engineer towards a consciousness of his profession and its significance, and indicating to the older engineer his responsibilities in receiving, welcoming, and supporting young engineers in their beginnings, wrote Kipling. Subsequently, the first ritual was held in Canada in 1925, and each of the initiated members was given a ring symbolic of the engineering profession and a reminder of professional ethics. That ring was made of wrought iron. A similar discussion ensued in the United States somewhat later in 1966, and it culminated in the formation of the Order of the Engineer, with the first ring ceremony being held at Cleveland State in 1970. And the Order of the Engineer is the roster of engineers in the United States who have participated in an engineer's ring ceremony and who have publicly accepted the obligation of an engineer. I would invite today's graduates to look in the packet that they've been given, and in there you'll find a certificate indicating your membership in the Order of the Engineer, and there's a pen in that packet. I would ask that you find that and sign your certificate at this time. The obligation of an engineer is the formal statement of an engineer's responsibilities to the public and to the profession. The engineer's ring ceremony is the public induction of candidates into the Order of the Engineer, during which the candidates formally accept the obligation of an engineer, which they have done by signing their certificate, and in which they receive a stainless steel ring to be worn on the fifth finger of the working hand. The ring made of stainless steel in the United States, as opposed to the wrought iron one in Canada. You look like a willing volunteer. Could I ask you to move the ring on the front desk, sir? And just put it up on top of the platform there so we can all see it. Thank you. That's the symbolic ring, stainless steel and engineering material, worn on the little finger of the working hand, where it comes in contact with those papers, those drawings, those calculations that we do as engineers. The ring, a symbol of continuity and community, is worn for all to see, and in effect says, here is an engineer possessed of a publicly avowed dedication to the profession and those it serves. I would now invite our new graduates to please stand and join me in reciting the oath, which is found in the information in your packet and/or in your program. I'll begin, and I would ask that you join me by reading that part of the pledge which appears in bold. The obligation of an engineer. I am an engineer. In my profession, I take deep pride. To it, I owe solemn obligations. Since the Stone Age, human progress has been spurred by the engineering genius. Engineers have made usable nature's vast resources of material and energy for mankind's benefit. Engineers have vitalized and turned to practical use the principles of science and the means of technology. Were it not for this heritage of accumulated experience, my efforts would be feeble. As an engineer, I pledge to practice integrity and fair dealing, tolerance and respect, and to uphold devotion to the standards and the dignity of my profession, conscious always that my skill carries with it the obligation to serve humanity by making the best use of Earth's precious wealth. As an engineer, in humility and with a need for divine guidance, I shall participate in none but honest enterprises. When needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given without reservation for the public good. In performance of duty and in fidelity to my profession, I shall give the utmost. I welcome you to the profession of engineering. Please wear your ring as a symbol of that profession and a reminder of the duty that we owe to the profession and to the public we serve. Congratulations on your significant accomplishment. You may be seated.
Thank you, Richard. On behalf of our College of Engineering faculty, staff, and students, I thank all of you for taking part in this very special occasion today. As you can sense, this is as much a special occasion to us as it is for you. Graduates, you leave here as Toledo rocket engineering alumni with endless possibilities. As a college, we are not only committed to educating great engineers, we are committed to graduating the leaders of tomorrow. It is in this context I want to leave you with one final piece of advice. Please know that the leadership positions of CEOs and chairpersons of the boards are not reserved for other disciplines, and they are not reserved for graduates of certain East and West Coast schools. Our keynote speaker today is clearly a great role model. You have the talent, the abilities, and the passion within yourselves to achieve these goals. When you know your stuff, and when you know your stuff, you can definitely walk with that quiet swagger. It's up to you to engage your inherent talents, and more importantly, the people skills to achieve such goals. We wish you the very best, and we look forward to applauding your achievements in these roles in not too distant a future. I will be amiss if I do not recognize the efforts of our outstanding faculty and staff at this time and their dedication to the success of our students. Please join me in thanking our faculty and staff. Special events like these turn out to be great celebrations, not because of job descriptions, but because there are people among us who truly care and help to make these things happen. At this time, I would like to recognize members of our staff who worked hard to make this event possible. Sandy Stewart of our Office of College Relations played the lead coordinating role in organizing this event for our graduates. She was supported by a group of dedicated staff from various departments and college offices, including academic program staff, recruiters, career development center staff, and many others. And finally, I would like to thank the Glass City Quintet for providing the beautiful music today. Please join me in conveying our special thanks to all of them. As we conclude this event, I invite all of you to join us at a reception in honor of our graduates on the first floor of Nitschke Hall. Our photographer will also be milling through the reception to take family portraits. Please note the information to obtain copies of the photographs is in the envelopes our graduates received earlier on the stage. It's particularly true for parents to know. I now ask you to rise for the singing of the alma mater, led by Nani Ede. The lyrics of the alma mater can be found on page 39 of the program. I ask that everyone here, particularly our newly minted graduates, to join Nana in a rousing rendition of your alma mater. After the alma mater, those in academic regalia will remain standing for the recessional. All others are asked to take their seats and to remain seated until the graduates depart from the auditorium and travel through the tunnel of honor formed by our faculty and distinguished guests. Thank you all, and have a safe drive home and enjoy a great summer.
Voices now raising to alma mater, golden and blue. Fair Toledo, praise to thee, Port